To everyone that left a comment on our last video about needing opinions for our lighting setup, thank you so much for doing so. Because of you all, we have developed a new lighting setup for Kohai's collection, which I will show you later on in this video. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, this video is a direct response to a video that we posted a week ago about lighting changes for Kohai's collection. I'll leave it in the description below. To reiterate though, thank you so much for leaving commentary. You have no idea how helpful that is for us and how much we appreciate you all taking time out of your day to respond to a request that we made for help. It's incredibly useful for us to get direct feedback on what you all like. And it's also just very heartwarming to see like the community interaction, right? And it was great to see many of you that haven't even commented before, but when we asked for help, you all were happy to oblige. And that means so much to us, so truly, thank you. Of course, in that video, we requested your opinion on our lighting setup where we gave you two options. The first one was the analytical setup that you see here right now that we've used for all of our Kohai's collection reviews. The second one was a more intimate RGB lit kind of atmosphere that had its own kind of calming vibe to it. And I was presenting that to you all to see if this was maybe something we should move forward to in the future. And looking at you all's comments, if we take the initial comments plus tally up the likes that those were associated with, we can see that there was about a 1/3, 2/3 split. So about 1/3 of you were in favor of the analytical lighting, and about 2/3 of you were in favor of the more intimate RGB lighting. Interestingly, and this is probably showing, some personality traits through, those of you that like the more analytical lighting tended to leave longer, kind of more thought out explanations as to why you like the analytical view versus the more natural RGB view. And due to all of y'all's inputs, we were inspired to create a new style for Kohai's collection figure reviews. I'm going to give you all the quick TLDR here in a second of what changes we're going to make. I will talk in depth about why we chose that. I will then reveal to you the new lighting setup, and then I will explain the differences and what it took to get to that point. The TLDR is this. We are going to keep Kohai's collection figure reviews analytical, but we're going to give it a slightly more intimate lighting. And for those of you that really like the RGB lighting, don't worry, we're going to save that for Anime Figure Archive. Let's elaborate a little bit on our decision. I think the most important thing for us that we got out of the commentary was the simple fact that a lot of you appreciate the analytical lighting. And I think going into that video, that was something I was really unsure about, right? I want to engage the audience in a certain way, but our mission at Kohai's collection and our goal is to be the go-to resource for in-depth figure reviews. And as of right now, as far as I can tell, we're almost the only ones doing this, or at least especially to the degree of which we've developed. To me, the coolest thing about our videos is that we have a standardized methodology for reviewing things. So you get not only more details than I see in other people's videos, but you even get a rating system that you can use to compare figures that we've rated. But the thing is that this audience doesn't yet exist, or rather the ones that do are you all who are subscribed to our channel. We're going against the grain here because we're doing this more in-depth approach, whereas others do kind of a maybe basic, like chill unboxing with and kind of give their information about and what their opinions are. We're trying to standardize that and create a more in-depth look for our reviews as a whole. And going this route is like a double-edged sword. Like, it's really exciting that we're putting something out that isn't there and filling a void that Kohai and I want to see filled. But we're doing things that aren't the traditional, here's what's popular approach. Here's my unboxing where I sit here in the camera and just kind of show you a bunch of figures, or we're not doing, here's our Ami figure haul, things of that nature. There are plenty of others who do a fantastic job of that, and a lot of those exist. So we are focused on presenting to you all what we're passionate about and how we want to present that to you all. And I think what I really took away from the commentary, which I've already stated before, was that people do appreciate the analytical approach that we're taking. So we're going to make a commitment to you all right now to always keep Kohai's collection reviews analytical in its entirety and that means keeping the white light. White light is very important so it never casts any unwanted colors or tones onto the figure itself. How you see the figure here is how you would see this figure if you were to go outside and look at this under white light, right? You know that this is what the figure is. We're not enhancing the look of that. We're going to continue though to keep the Senpai Showroom B-roll where you see the figure in its best light in the review, so you still kind of see both worlds. But we most certainly listened to you all, and due to all the feedback we received, you all really encouraged me to develop our lighting a step further. It was clear that one of the most common things was I love how intimate the RGB lighting is. I love the vibe. I love the atmosphere. And that's something we can address, and that's something we're going to address in the new lighting style, where we do continue to keep it analytical, but are able to make it a little more intimate and kind of focus all the lighting a little more inwards. So we're a little less distracted by all the stuff that you kind of see behind me. But if you want to look at the background, you can still see it. So I can't wait to share that with you here in a second. So for those of you that like the RGB lighting, don't worry, we liked it too. We're going to keep it. If you aren't someone that follows this channel like really deeply and kind of everything that we talk about, the next series we're going to do that's going to be a part of this channel is called Anime Figure Archive. So under the Kohai's Collection blanket, we really have 3 primary videos for figures, and that's going to be the Kohai's Collection reviews, which will always be our staple and what we are most passionate about. We're going to have Senpai Showroom, where you just get a cool showcase of the figure if you don't want to see reviews. And then we're going to have Anime Figure Archive. Anime Figure Archive is going to be our stopgap for the downtime between when we can do Kohai's Figure Collection reviews. Those reviews take us about 20 hours of labor to produce, which is too long to produce them, once a week. Anime Figure Archive, our goal is to be able to produce that in less than 3 hours, and hopefully over time we can get it down to even an hour of production. Anime Figure Archive, which I'm going to refer to as AFA right now, it aims to produce a standardized review for a figure in a more casual atmosphere in a sub 5-minute review. And we're going to do this in a format that we don't see for figures at the moment. So we're really excited to bring this because once again, it's going to be different from what's out there right now, which always excites us. And we think that we can produce this much faster. And we're going to save that RGB lighting for AFA, which is going to have a much more casual, chill vibe to it. So it's perfect for that. And for those that like that lighting, you're going to see that lighting far more often than you are Kohai's Collection reviews. Our goal is to produce 1 Kohai's Collection video a month, and then in the other 3 weeks remaining, produce an AFA video. If we get the production down for AFA under 1 hour like I want, then maybe we can even do twice a week. And then content-wise, AFA is going to come from our collection, thus the Anime Figure Archive aspect of it, the archive being the collection we have. So if any of you all would like to see any of these figures, such as this altar figure of Yoko here, and want to see it a little more in depth, we can put it in the AFA channel. We are going to take requests for that, and we've received 2 requests so far, so if there's anything else you want to see, go ahead and get those in. We're even going to use it for new figures that we're getting in, but simply don't have time to do a Kohai's Collection review on. It could simply be that we don't feel like there's a big enough audience for it, or it's just not inspiring enough for us to do a review about it. It's not that we're really curtailing things, it's just more of a, if we're going to spend 20 hours to do it, let's do it over something that we're interested in and we think you all are going to be interested in. And if it's something smaller than that, we can throw it in an AFA video where we do actually quickly unbox it on camera, show you like this, and again, it is going to be a standardized format, just like Kohai's Collection, but on a much smaller, more simplistic scale. So with that, now you all are caught up to speed on our decisions for choosing the lighting for Kohai's Collection that you're about to see, and you're caught up on what we're going to do with the RGB lighting that so many of you all loved. Now it's time to finally show you what we've developed for the new lighting for Kohai's Collection. Of course, as I sit here, you've been witnessing me in the standard lighting we use for Kohai's Collection, and this is going to be our new style moving forward. Of course, it's me sitting here right now, so it's probably a little darker on me just because I have, of course, a darker complexion than Kohai, but this is the result of all the commentary that we received from you all. So I hope that with this, we're obtaining something a little more intimate, but is going to remain completely analytical. One of the main things I wanted to address was the fact that I found the background really distracting. And so I think that this lighting, because it's focused around the chair, because you can see the accent lighting down here, and the little kind of vignetting on the side, is going to create that more intimate atmosphere that you all liked. It's going to remain analytical because we're doing this effect with pure white light that's the same temperature as all the other lighting here in the studio. And then I've just refined things better. So if you notice, I've gotten rid of this annoying light that was always behind us. And the fix for that was so simple that I'm almost embarrassed to even show what it was. Our key light is what you always see, which has always been this kind of halo. And it's because our studio lights are up really high. They were up really high so you're not seeing them in the videos whenever we do these reviews. But that light came from too high of a source to get the proper lighting on the person sitting here and the figure. So when we lowered the key light, that's all we could do. It just had to be there to obtain decent lighting on us. And the fix for it to not show up is as simple as just moving this door. So I can't close it all the way because I've made the adjustment, but you can see how it changes the ring light, right, that's moving around. So all I had to do was simply angle these doors such that it's reflecting the light away from the camera so the camera can't see the light that's coming on us. Incredibly simple. Can't believe I didn't think of that prior. So I do feel like an idiot, but I'm glad that this hopefully looks a lot more refined. Not only is this a more intimate look, which I think is going to be more engaging for the audience, we're actually getting something out of it that I think we struggled with before, or rather, maybe not struggled with is a proper word, but this will benefit the review process. Because of this lighting, we don't wash out shadow detail as much, and that's important to convey tones and curvatures that you see in the figure itself. So this lighting, not only is it a little more intimate, we should have a lot better shadow detail, so hopefully in the video it conveys even more some of the curves that a figure has, some of the shading lines that they have, and it's not washed out by just all the light in this space. But yeah, we're super excited about this very slight change, but one that we think will have a lot of impact, not only just in engagement of the audience and capturing people's attention, but also in the reviewing aspect for figures. We're going to feature this lighting in our next review that hopefully we're going to put out in a couple of weeks. Next weekend is actually MomoCon, which is a big anime convention here in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you all are coming to that, be sure if you see us to say hello. But for everyone that commented in our last video, thank you so much for doing so. It really gave me the encouragement to even develop and work on the lighting that we had for Kohai's collection. I was ready to ditch the analytical lighting altogether if it brought in a more kind of engaging view to the audience and I thought that everyone else liked it. But just hearing, even though it's just a third of you all that like that look, it just furthers the mission that we want to accomplish by doing highly detailed analytical reviews. And of course, you've let us know that you do like that lighting setup, so we're going to add that to Anime Figure Archive, where I think it's perfect for. So it feels truly like the best of both worlds, especially when you're actually going to see Anime Figure Archive more frequently than you're going to see Kohai's collection reviews. So again, thank you so much for leaving a commentary. Let me know what you think of this one. Like I said, we'll feature it in our next video. And with that, take care.